Welcome back to the show. Now, we want the next generation of young Australians to look after their health, especially their mental health. Well, it's been revealed that too many of them are putting themselves at risk by waiting months before seeking help. But there's a campaign to turn that around, and for more, we're joined by reporter Natalie Hunter, who is in Melbourne for us. Hey, Nat, what's happening there?
Hi, Sarah. Well, in celebration of Headspace Day today, I am down here at Federation Square in Melbourne, where the sun is shining, and I'm joined by a number of influential Aussies who are helping to spread the word about this very worthy cause. And it is a very worthy cause indeed, because every year a quarter of young Australians are faced with mental health challenges. So the theme today is access all areas, and the idea there is that we want every young Aussie to know that no matter where they live in this big, ginormous country of ours, they have access to youth-friendly mental health care. Headspace Day has been triggered by pretty alarming new research which shows that 50% of these young people are waiting 6 months, and in some cases even longer, to seek the care they need. We're going to hear a little bit more about the reasons why later, but firstly I'm joined by Pat McGorry, who is a very well-known psychiatrist as well as a founding member of Headspace and a former Australian of the Year. Pat, welcome. Tell me a little bit about Headspace and the care that they offer.
Well, Headspace was developed about 10 years ago, so it's really our 10th birthday. And what we're doing today is letting people know that it's there, especially young people, because as you say, our research has shown that not every young person knows enough about Headspace to feel confident in walking in the door or getting on the phone or getting online to seek help. And help is there. It's been specially designed by young people for young people, but it's got experts in youth mental health that can really help to turn the corner for these very common problems in young people.
Well, a big thank you, Pat, for talking to us today and for the wonderful work that you do. And happy birthday to Headspace as well. Now, I've got Matt Mitcham waiting over here. Matt, on his little introduction, he's done fantastic things for Australia in the pool, and he's doing great things out of the pool as well. You won Olympic gold too, which is pretty exciting. Not every day you meet people who've won Olympic gold. Matt, tell me about your battle that you've had with mental illness.
I suffered from depression from 14 to 18, and I guess much like the statistics say, I didn't seek outside help because of the shame and the stigma around it. I felt like my depression was unjustified. I had no reason to feel this way, and in the macho sports realm, diving macho. But I felt like, having depression was a weakness, and I couldn't let anybody know about that. So it took me years and years to actually do anything about it, and it wasn't until it actually, the manifestations of my depression, which ended up being alcohol and drug abuse, until that got so bad that, me trying as much as I could, I still couldn't kick the habit. That's when I finally reached out for help, and that's when I realised that it was that reluctance to actually reach out is what kept me in pain for so many years. And
I'm sure a lot of people that are experiencing mental health problems feel the same way. What was it like when you got that help? I bet it was a huge weight off your shoulders.
I mean, straight away, that was the catalyst for change for me, was actually reaching out. I guess, you don't know, perhaps how to reframe things, or you don't know whether your belief systems are right or wrong. I didn't know that self-esteem was something that should actually come from within, that shouldn't come from all the comments in your Instagram feed or how much money you have in the bank or anything like that. It's actually supposed to come from within, and so, this is how I esteem myself, is doing this stuff like Headspace Day, which is sharing my story, which hopefully, will help others to share their stories and hopefully break down that stigma to let people actually make that step to access that mental health services should they need to.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us this morning on Studio 10, Matt, and for the wonderful work that you do as well.
Thanks.
So, Sarah, over the past decade, Headspace has helped close to 260,000 young Australians all across the country. There is close to 100 centres scattered here, there and everywhere. And if you aren't close to a centre, well, you can pick up the phone and call, or they have an e-chat service as well. If you're at home and you would like to help, there's a number of ways you can do so. You can start by wearing a wristband. I've got mine on here, and I know you guys are wearing them today in the studio, and you can download those online, print them off and pop them on your wrist, and that just helps to start the conversation. Or you can share on social media using the hashtag headspaceday, or donate at headspaceday.org.au. A big thank you to everyone down here, to Pat and Matt and everybody else at Federation Square. Back to you guys.
It's a really great cause and you did a great job out there, Nat. Thank you very much. Now, before we move on,